What's up, wonderful people? Good folks, God folks, all of the above. I'm really just checking out this layout. So, what I wanted to talk about in this upload is how I feel about it. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the music industry. If you know, for the people that's paying attention, right, that's following the headlines and the news and things, it's a lot going on in hip hop. There is a lot of complaints that are being filed against these high profile individuals. And, my thoughts is, I feel like the judicial system, the criminal system, even the civil system, but more importantly, I'm gonna talk about the criminal system. I feel like, the criminal system has a place in the system for certain circumstances or certain offenses, if you will. I think that it serves its purpose for certain serious things, and it should. I think that it's necessary for certain things, but I feel like there definitely could be something really deep that's going on in the music industry and hip hop specifically. But when it comes to these individuals that's coming out the woodworks and filing these complaints against these high profile individuals, celebrities more specifically, I feel as though on one hand, there are people that are looking for a quick come up. They're looking for a payday. On another hand, I feel like, there are individuals who really just mustered up the courage to file these complaints against these individuals. The cold part about it is that these individuals that are filing these complaints have been around. A lot of them have been around these high profile individuals or celebrities for a long time, for many years. They have been a part of their staff. They have been a part of their entourage. They have even been a part of their families. So, people are now showing their true colors, and, the cowards are coming out of hiding. That's the way I feel about it. The cowards are coming out of hiding because, when the big bad wolf is away and he's no longer in play and he can't access certain individuals muster up the courage and the boldness to move in a certain type of faulty way where they are filing these complaints and charges against individuals. Because, if we're being real and being honest about it, these are individuals who may have had association or are associated with certain individuals who were associated or in company with individuals who are considered the big bad wolf, right? If we're being honest. So I think that people are showing their true colors. I think that, people are folding and they're being disloyal to those that, that put money in their pocket, that help feed them and their families. It's it's kind of like a double-edged sword, or it's a real tricky situation, because on one hand, it's like, if it's a really bad thing that need to be addressed, and there's some real, demonic stuff and some things that need to be addressed where individuals should not be a part of the shouldn't be allowed to be in society, is what I'm trying to say, because they might be some type of risk, right? They might be considered a risk, right? But, for individuals that are not considered such a risk, I think that is real petty. I think that it is, I really just find it really disappointing, because, on one hand, you know, hip hop has a certain, and the music industry has a certain type of culture. And, you know, people are doing things that they like and the things that make them happy and having fun. And I think that, you know, as I've said before, I'll say again, you know, people should be allowed to do what makes them happy as long as they're being responsible and then doing it, you know, in a certain type of way. As I said, what I wholeheartedly believe is sometimes it's not what you do, but how you do it, especially when you're talking about adults having fun, where adults should be having fun and keeping it exclusive to adults. But, you know, for people to start folding and start coming out the woodworks and they, you know, it seems as though they're looking for a payday. I feel like, you know, certain people having charges filed against them and certain situations that is taking place. I think that a lot of people feel comfortable with, you know, jumping on that bandwagon. It's kind of like a monkey see, monkey do situation. You know, and I believe that's what we're witnessing here as it relates to the music industry or hip hop more specifically. And then, you know, lastly, I'm going to say for the individuals that are trying to make it seem like, you know, like it's some type of surprising that, you know, there's certain criminal or not criminal, there's certain complaints that are being made to certain high profile individuals or celebrities, or, you know, more specifically, individuals trying to make it seem like they're exposing or putting somebody's sexuality on blast like it really matters. First and foremost, if we're being mature and we're being honest about it, birds of a feather flock together. So if there's a lot of people in the music industry, right, and a lot of them are known to, you know, prefer same sex, if you will, then are we absolutely surprised that some individuals have complaints that are filed against them, but in those complaints it's talking about the individual says that, you know, that the defender, you know, was engaging or interested in the same sex. First and foremost, if we have common sense, that shouldn't be something that you know, catches us by surprise. And secondly, you know, the way I feel about it, I really don't care. I don't care, you know, what people's preferences is or who they doing, whatever they're doing with and what they like. It's not none of my business. As I said before, I always say it's not none of my business. They're not doing it in my residence. You know, like I said, children, animals off bounds. But, you know, it just seems as though, you know, things are getting real messy and there's a lot of immature individuals, you know, that are involved. But, you know, like I said, children, animals off bounds. I think that people need to do what makes them happy and just be responsible. And, you know, a part of being responsible and being accountable is knowing who's around you. And just being careful about the individuals that you guys have, that they have around them. You know, that whole vetting process, the same thing that I've been talking about for a long time, that whole vetting process, because everybody's not trustworthy and some people are more of a liability than an asset. And I said it and I'm going to keep saying it because it's the truth. People think that, you know, they can trust certain individuals, can be trusted. First and foremost, a lot of adults that's walking around isn't even mature enough, right? People need to be mindful of the company that they keep. And then we're living in a time where it's a very unprecedented time, very sketchy times, which calls for very sketchy people. People tend to fold. People tend to put, you know, individuals that are supposed to be some type of significance to them, tend to put them at risk, or, you know, put them in a bind, put them in a messed up position, you know. And especially when an individual is, you know, influenced by certain individuals or just looking for a come up, looking for a payday. So what I wholeheartedly believe is that people need to stop being under the influence of the things that have them totally intoxicated or inebriated, where they can't make wise, sound decisions because they're making unwise decisions about, you know, it may seem small to some people, but it's like, even in regards to the people that you're allowing around you in your company, that you're investing time in, that you letting get really close to you, because a lot of people will fold and they're looking for a come up, and they will compromise you, to compromise your livelihood and everything. And I believe that is what we're seeing right now. We're seeing, a lot of people that are looking for a come up. On the other hand, with this popular high profile case that everybody's talking about, in that situation, that's different, because we're talking about RICO, SA, all kind of different complaints of real serious criminal charges. So that's different. And as I said, the justice system, it serves its purpose for a lot of things, as it should, because some things really needs to be addressed. And some people, is real questionable and sketch to think about them, moving about in society. So yeah, but as far as all these other people jumping on bandwagons, and it's like monkey see, monkey do, or they looking for a quick payday, it's just a time where people need to be careful about the people that they allow in their company, and then it's real sketch, and it's real weird. It's real suspect that a lot of these people are making these complaints after all of these years. That should already raise red flags right there. A lot of these people that's making these complaints, they have been around these high profile individuals or celebrities, over a decade. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, now I'm a victim, or I want to complain about something. Okay. Well, that's on some whole different stuff. When it comes to civil matters, all of a sudden you want to complain about something because you're looking for a payday, right? I mean, we can see through the BS, and if you resonate with this, you rock with the message, then we call him bullish, right? We call him BS for sure. You can see right through it. Stevie Wonder could see that. Yeah. But anyway, y'all be easy. Peace.